Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of the Mission Matters Money podcast, your source for all things money. My name is Adam Torres. You can follow me on Instagram at AskAdamTorres. Keep up with my book releases, book tour schedule, signings, all that other good stuff. Always love to connect with you there. And as always, if you'd like to apply to become a co-author of one of my upcoming books, just head on over to the website, missionmatters.com, and click on Become an Author to apply. All right, so today I have Jen du Plessis on the line, and she's CEO over at Kinetic Consulting and host of Mortgage Lending Mastery Podcast. Jen, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Adam. I'm so excited to be here today.
All right, so excited to have a fellow podcaster here. I know that you have your Mortgage Lending Mastery podcast, and then you're launching another one, which we're going to go into. I'm excited to get into today's topic, which is lifestyle business mastery. I mean, you're the woman that I want to talk to about that. But before we get into that, I want to talk a little bit more about what you're doing over at Kinetic Consulting. Tell us a little bit more about the business, please.
Thank you so much. I've really been blessed in having a 37-year career in the mortgage business, several of which I was in the top 200 loan officers in the country. Being a best-selling author of Launch, How to Take Your Business to New Heights, a podcast host, obviously, speaker, and really recognized as one of the 20 most powerful women in mortgages today. And I'm just privileged to spread my message to help mortgage loan officers and real estate agents, who feel overwhelmed, stressed, and sabotaging their personal lives for the sake of their business. So I help them multiply their results in record time while honestly having the courage to say yes to their personal lives, which sometimes means saying no to some clients, right? But what I'm really passionate about is just helping them achieve personal and professional breakthroughs so that they can stop the daily chaos and get some calm in their life. And that's what we're going to be talking about today.
No, that's great. And before we get into that, what are typically the right types of, because there's a lot of financial professionals listening right now, what are typically the right types that are a good fit for Kinetic Consulting?
Yeah, so, as I mentioned, I, have really focused in on mortgage loan officers and realtors. I, spent most of my career working with financial advisors and CPAs. It's odd because I think when people hear about mortgage loan, a mortgage loan officer, they think that the only people they want to meet is a realtor, but I actually worked more in the financial sector. I was a certified mortgage planning specialist and a certified divorce lending specialist. And I just found that in all of those areas of, work is that people are, being controlled by their business rather than them controlling their business. And I see a lot of unhappiness. And statistically, all three of those industries have the highest rate of heart attack, suicide, and divorce.
And so I think that's a good transition. Let's get right into it. Well, no, seriously, because this is the thing. Like I was in financial services for a long time. I mean, I've been full time in media now, going on 4 years. And time flies, but I'll tell you that those other 14 weren't necessarily easy prior to this. So that's right. So let's get into today's topic. So lifestyle business mastery. Where do you want to begin with that one?
Yeah, so, really what I want to do is just sort of take you back to a moment in time because it helps you understand exactly what, I was going through. I was out at dinner with my family, and I'm doing air quotes as I'm saying that because I know you all know what it means, right? I was supposedly at dinner with my family, and I was outside. I was outside on the phone, and I was walking what I call the concrete curb balance beam, where you walk back and forth, right, on that concrete curb. And I happened to look over to my inside the restaurant, and I happened to see that my family was enjoying life, right, creating all these beautiful memories, except I wasn't in them. I wasn't in them at all. And that, for me, was the tipping point. I said, enough is enough. I can't, be successful as a whole if I'm not successful with my family and my life as well. So that's when I decided, things have to change, and I have to gain back control of my life and my business and not let my business control me. So it's about what I do is I focus on increasing the heightened awareness of what truly fulfills you. Have you ever been to dinner with some friends and you say, gosh, we should do this again, then you don't? because you just don't make it a priority.
I feel like my whole life is that.
Right. And then, yeah, exactly. And so what ends up happening is those things get put on the back burner. And I just, so we increase the heightened awareness of your fulfillment, what really, really makes you happy, and then build a successful business around it, which means it's very, very laser-focused, intentional business, rather than building that crazy business plan about success and then trying to squeeze your life in.
So I know we're not going to have time to go on your full coaching and plan on this podcast, mm-hmm. but if there's some people listening, what do you think is the low-hanging fruit? I'm the low-hanging fruit guy. Like, what's the thing that people can do today to start being more intentional with this process? Yeah, so it's a great question, and it's really 5 easy steps. And so the first is clarity, getting clarity of your message, right? So the whole idea here is to work intentional and very quick. It's sort of like going on vacation. Whenever you're ready to go on vacation, you're very strict with your working because you got to get ready to go. And, it's the Parkinson's law, right? And so clarity of your message will attract clients rather than you chase them, and that's what we spend most of our time doing. So everything we do is how to be efficient and effective to attract clients to us so that we can get in and get out and go do what we love to do. So clarity is one. Clarity of your message. Who do you really want to serve? Because if you're selling to everyone, you're selling to no one. So niche to grow rich, right? The second is your credibility, up-leveling your credibility and being the master influencer in your area and in your industry so that you attract more clients. Again, the niche helps you with that. The third is communication. In order to be scalable, you have to have systems in place that allow for you to run through and make a bunch of cars, right? Make a lot of cars. You can't be willy-nilly in your process, and you want one that is client-centric, that is a client experience that creates a revolving door of constant referrals because you've created this wonderful experience with them. And then the third is your community. How are you working with your community? The database that you have, are you nurturing or are you neglecting them? Are you bringing them in so that they're attractive and they are loyal and they won't leave you or not, right? And so we work on that. And then the last one is continuity. What are you doing to prioritize your life, right? Prioritize everything. And I really feel that, when you become a master of your priorities and your values, you become a master of your life. And so that is the whole program. Does that make sense? Oh, it makes total sense. And I wish we had a little bit more time to go into this today, but a little bit further. But I know we barely scratched the surface on your program. So that being said, final question, so two-part question. So first off, number one, what are the right, what's the normal time engagement for one of your coaching sessions and kind of going through the program, number one? Number two, let's talk about that, the podcast that you have coming up. So tell us a little bit more about that, please.
Sure. Thank you so much for asking. Yeah, so for the coaching program, all of my coaching starts with having a strategy session with me. So someone can simply text strategy to 66866, strategy to 66866, and I'll be happy to have a strategy session. The reason why is I've got several different levels of coaching. My coaching ranges from $497 to a little over $22,000, and I just have to focus on what's best for the person. Mm-hmm. And so while you could go to a website and buy my course, I'd rather have that conversation to make sure that it's a good fit for you. So and that ranges anywhere from an evergreen online course to a 1-year course. Most are 8 weeks to 12 weeks. So that's a little bit about the coaching program. As far as the podcast goes, I transitioned from mortgage lending 2 years ago after a 35-year career. And someone asked me, what do you do? And I said, I don't know what I am anymore. So I would really identify. So funny. Right?
I've had that happen.
Right.
No, it's the exact same thing. Exact. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, because it's your stereotype of yourself. And so I was like, okay, so I'm really this very, very successful mortgage person, but now what am I trying to be? And I realized that I was trying to make an impact. And my husband said, well, no, it's really that you're, trying to be significant to others and leave a mark in the world. So the podcast is called Success to Significance: Life After Breaking Through Glass Ceilings. And we explore all types of glass ceilings, not gender glass ceilings, like most people would think when I mention that as a woman, but and not financial, but every kind of glass ceiling. And so we've got some really wonderful celebrities on there, like Jeff Hoffman, the co-founder of Priceline, Alex Stern, the co-founder of Constant Contact, and Frank Shankwitz, who is Mr. Wishman, right, Make-A-Wish Foundation. So I'm exploring everybody's breakthroughs, and how we emerge on the other side to be successful in whatever that means for them to make an impact in the world.
That's awesome. And if somebody's listening to this and they do want to reach out, whether it's about Kinetic Spark Consulting or to follow your podcast, what's the best way for them to do that?
Yeah, just go to jenduplessis.com, and all of my information is there. You can fill out a little contact form if you don't want to text the information. Whatever you want to do is fine. You'll find all the information there for the podcast as well.
Fantastic. Well, Jen, it's been great having you on the show today. Appreciate you coming on and telling us a little bit more about your background, but also all the great work you're doing over in the work of lifestyle business mastery to help your clients. And to the audience, as always, thank you for tuning in. Hope you got a lot of value out of this. If you did, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast, leave me a review on the Apple iTunes Store, and if you're watching this on our YouTube channel, Mission Matters Business, definitely give us a subscribe there, but also leave us some comments on the video. Love to know what kind of projects and things that you're working on. And Jen, thanks again for coming on the show.